Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the brand new and vastly improved Emerald Champion. Hooey, what a build this was. Now, I was in the middle of building the orange, but I don't know, I think it was at the time of completion. Yeah, this was after I completed it. I looked at the Emerald Champion and I thought, yeah, the two engines look the same. They've got tenders going across both like driver units, as you can see at the back, you know, how it's connected like there and there, and you've got gaps. It doesn't really look too good, so I thought, why not make this thing properly and actually have the boiler on the first two, the tender on the last two, and we got that second tender going, so why not make that? So that turned out to be 2 weeks work, including the waiting time for some bricklink orders. Yeah, 2 weeks at the maximum, and oh my god, it was totally worth it. Look at this thing. It is just under 200 studs long. It is 14 bricks tall at its tallest. You know, up to the boiler it's like 12, but up to like the whistle was 14, and like the funnel as well as 14. Oh, this is absolutely staggering. Now, I drip feeded some clips of me making some modifications in the work in progress for this thing. I was going to originally chuck it all into one video, but I thought I'd rather drip it out this time, make it a little bit more exciting. You know, one video a day, that'd be quite cool. So, let's just go straight in to see what has changed, what is new. And there are many things to talk about. So, first things first, the smoke deflectors have returned. Something that was taken off when the XXL wheels were introduced, just for a more different look, a more conventional look. Smoke deflectors look nice, and for the Emerald Champion it was kind of a staple for it, so I thought I might as well bring it back because it looks absolutely fantastic. You can see many more pictures of this as well on my Flickr page, which I will link below as well, for some better quality photos and more angles of this thing. There's also another video I made that is on Flickr, as well as I uploaded before this as well, of me having this on my table and just going over the whole engine, so that shouldn't be too bad to find. We have proper driving units as well. Now I've nicked this from the orange bullet. I probably should have the light on, to be honest. It's not too good seeing as it's all black. You know what, that angle looks pretty good. It's a little bit lighter, but yeah, we got a proper driving unit now. Well, kinda. I've got two rods going on here. We've got the brick to kind of simulate more realistic movements for the wheels, which I think is quite cool. I've taken away all the fence pieces that were along the side, and I've replaced them with some arches once again. It's a little one by, hang on, let me try and take one of these off. No, it's not going to like that. Let me try, hang on, let me get one from the tender. Here we go. So it is one of these tiny little slope pieces, just like there, and then we have a 1x4 tile, and then we have another one of those just to act as the arch. Sadly, I can't go any higher because the boiler's in the way. But I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. I mean, this, just look at this thing. Oh, baby. Going along the top, it was simplified a little bit. I mean, I was going to try and put some more things on there, but I thought the boiler is already bulky enough as it is. And I've kind of removed this little whatever the hell was going on here. I don't even know what I would say there. I've got the bell back here now as well, which is a bit of an odd decision, because normally the bell is around here in front of the funnel. But I thought this time I might as well just have the two bricks together, plus it fills up that space, which is quite nice. The roof of the cab looks so much cleaner. We've got a proper little slope piece going on there, like used for the roofs of the Metroliner Express, which is just behind as well. And we got some nice clean slopes going all the way across, and it looks absolutely amazing. Now for the driving unit, I've flipped it over, so normally this would be here, but I thought I'd switch it around just because I've got that bulkiness there. And I've also loved the idea, and I did this before, of the XXL wheels being tall enough to fit a person inside. So, you're going to have to give me a moment, I'm going to have to do a bit of a cutaway for this. We have someone inside. I decided to turn the torch on this time. So, yeah, we have like a double layered cab. So this is the bottom half. That is inside the driver unit. As you can see, like around here as well, you can see the layer kind of coming out a little bit. So that's pretty cool. There's a gap between the two as well, and a little ladder on the end there. You can just see them, the little thing sticking up there. It's kind of odd to get that angle. But yeah, there is that gap so people can climb up and down between the two. It's a massive engine, so of course a massive cab is needed. I love how it's 2 layers though, that is just so cool. We have the connection point here as well for the rod to connect to the tender, which is pretty cool. And of course we have a fence for, you know, security reasons. We do have a little gate here as well to allow people to get in and out, which is, you know, they're not trapped in or they can't get left out or anything like that, so that's pretty cool. And speaking of cabs, let's go to the next one. These are driving units as well. They got to be controlled somehow. Another cab has to be in place, so we have one under the tender. So this is literally, like, in a way it could be possible. So we have that floor stopping coal from like just going through there and hitting him in the head. We got that coal that gets access to these cabs. Whilst there's like a little hopper sort of thing underneath. Obviously it's just plated over just to fill the gaps. I'm going to get some more of these little round bricks as well just to fill it up a little bit more. And I'm also going to, you know, just bring some more pieces as a whole. But yeah, there'll be like a hopper sort of thing that goes into there. And some water feed through the next tender that goes into these two to allow these to be powered. And in a way, they could be powered on their own, given that it has its own tender, it has the coal, it has the water. It's pretty good. I'll try and connect that up now. Is that on? Yeah, that's on. Yeah, it's always... Actually, no, it's not difficult. I was going to say, the first time trying to get that sorted was a little bit tricky, because I didn't know how long this piece needed to be. That's 6 studs long. And I used a 5 stud and a 4 stud Technic piece, and it just didn't work. So 6 ultimately works the best because of how much swivel like this gap needs. Like, because obviously this is just a chunk that doesn't have any wheels on it. And when it goes around points and corners, it's going to be a bit tricky just to try and keep that together but not rubbing against each other. So yeah, but the difficulty there, that has to be the case. I was going to try and extend the cab roof over just to kind of cover that up a little bit, but I thought, nah, I don't know. Actually, no, I'm thinking about it. Let me just get one more. I'd probably just lower this down a little bit. I'll work on that. I'll try it. If it looks nice, I'll keep it, but if it doesn't, I'll scrap it. So in regards to the second tender as well, we've done the cab bit, we've got the driving units again, the same layout, where we've got the pistons on the ends, just like the boiler. We have the coal layer that's going along here as well. Again, it needs filling up with these 1x1 circle pieces. We have a little handlebar on the side so people can grab onto it whilst they're cleaning, which is pretty cool. Along the back, now of course, since these are driving units and they are producing steam, it needs to escape somewhere, so it has its own funnel. Put my finger in that. It's an actual funnel, it's hollowed out, it's not just some blocky thing, it's actually got a shell to it. It's got some nice little fence pieces going along here again. I bought a load of those, so I thought I may as well use them up somehow. And there's nothing really going on around that, it's just a bit of space for the funnel just to sit in. And that does look cool. If you ask me, that looks absolutely amazing. And that's just a tender. Speaking of tenders, let's move on to the second one, shall we? Now, originally, it was just going to be one tender and the engine, but I thought, nah, that just cannot happen. It needs a second tender. Oh, something behind me just fell. What was it? Oh, I'll have to sort that out later on. But yeah, so I thought, right, we have our coal tender, but now we need our water tender. And I like the idea of having a lot of wheels underneath it. I can't really figure out the, well, actually, that's a lie. I have seen the mechanics and the kind of building technique to have one of these little swivel thing, then another bit of wheels, so it looks like it's got wheels just covering the entire thing. It would work, but I don't like that building technique, so I didn't really go with it. I went with what I knew, and it just has a little 3-long Technic bar connecting these to act as a swivel, in the same way as this is working, where that is a 5-long Technic rod just connecting the two tenders together. One thing I've got going on as well is this little, I don't know what I would call this. My dad said it was streamlining, where I've got some little angled plates coming out from 6 studs to 8 studs, which just so it matches the length, or the width rather, of this. So it goes in and then it goes in again to 6 studs, which I think is quite cool. Because obviously I have all these roof pieces and I need to get those all used up, which is pretty cool. Speaking of roof, going along the top of the second tender, there isn't really too much going on. We got some little detailing there, just some more, I don't know, what would you call these, just like cables or handrails? I don't know, just those going along the top. We've got some more valves and more like wheels just to control how much water is going through the second tender. We have a flag because of course, and as a whole that is a pretty nice looking tender. It's massive and it looks really nice, and I built it, so of course it's good. I also went back to the older version of the tender where it has this little coach thing going on. So if you were to have one of these coaches connected up to it, it would kind of look like it was one of the... What was it? I can't actually remember what the technical name for it is. Ah, shit. But you know what I mean, as if you were going from coach to coach. Tell you what, let me go grab one. Let me just... sure, let's grab the club car. Oh, not enough track, have bullets. So, there we go. So it looks like that. It's the same height as the coach, it's filling in the space, and it looks really professional. Well, he says as it's half on the tracks and he's got a phone camera. Oh well. But that is pretty much it. In terms of changes, there really isn't that much to go over. I mean, most of it explains itself when you see it for the first time. But that is Emerald Champion version 17.0. There have been 17 different models of the Emerald Champion. That is mind-blowing to think I've made it, you know, made so many changes. And to think that this engine is still alive. Well, of course it would be. If there was one engine I'd keep alive, it would be this one. So, that's that. Thank you ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.